If there were an Academy Award category Best Producer and/or Director of Money-Making Movies, Steven Spielberg would win hands down. Spielberg has either directed and/or produced 6 of the top moneymakers of all time. If there were a category Creator of Blockbusters, who isn't always taken seriously by some in his profession, he'd win that one too. No matter, Steven Spielberg goes on turning out the kinds of films he likes. And if Oscar isn't always impressed, everybody else is. Raiders of the Lost Ark and its 2 sequels grossed well over $1 billion. Jaws made millions as it terrified swimmers all over the world. Close Encounters, Back to the Future, all big box office hits. And of course, there was E.T., the #1 box office success of all time. So far, it's taken in $700 million. So you would think Steven Spielberg wouldn't have any doubts about himself or his movies.
I have doubts about myself in both worlds.
Thinking that you can't pull it off?
Yeah. Every movie I make, and every movie I start, I don't think I can pull it off.
When you go onto a set in the morning for a movie, you nervous?
Yeah, every morning. Yeah. It's the same feeling I get going to work every morning as the feeling I got going to school every day. Being a bit of an outsider and not being normal and not quite getting good grades and not being able to compete, and my tummy is spilkus, my mom would call it. You know, I would have before school every day, and I feel that when I make movies too.
But you're better at this than you were in school.
Oh, damn straight.
You want to try that?
Although he's a shrewd businessman, everyone who knows Spielberg says he's still very much like a precocious kid.
There you go.
Even his office is filled with toys, although they're, for the most part, adult toys.
This is the kind of place where potentially we could get no work done.
This grown-up kid has no hesitation telling you he's having more fun now than when he was growing up.
Well, I would have probably hesitated if I had like a couple good years. Then I would have said, well, there was the 4th and 5th grade. No.
What about your popularity? Were you a popular kid?
No. I was, you know, the last kid to be chosen for the softball team, the last kid to be chosen for the touch football team, the last kid to be chosen for basically everything, including badminton. You know?
And then something happened that changed his life.
We bought him a little movie camera, and he just started off. But we didn't know he was Steven Spielberg. I mean, this is my little blonde kid with the ears and little bangs.
Leah Adler is Spielberg's mother. When he was growing up, she encouraged his creativity and was often his cohort.
I mean, he'd want to do something harebrained, like go out in the desert and make a movie.
How old?
Oh, 8. I drove an Army Jeep. We lived in Arizona. And I had a pith helmet and a fatigue outfit. And he'd say, let's go, and I'd keep him home from school, and I used to lie. I wrote marvelous notes. I'm very creative. I could always think of a new ailment to keep my kid home from school.
So you could make a movie?
And we'd go out in the desert, and I just had a ball with him.
Does it bother you that you've never won an Oscar as Best Director?
Well, it's not that it doesn't bother me. No, honestly, I'm not bothered that I haven't won an Oscar because, you know, frankly, there's still time, perhaps someday, to win one. Maybe the only time I've really felt injured was when I made The Color Purple. We were nominated something like 12 times in every category, and the only category the film wasn't nominated in was the category for directing. And that was maybe the one time that I thought that somebody up there doesn't like me. That what have I done?
Some of your critics have blamed you for contributing to the escalating cost. They say they now have to keep aiming for Spielberg-sized hits. Medium hits won't do. Valid?
Well, not really. I mean, it's not my cross to bear, you know, because I can only make my movies, and little movies, big movies, whatever kind of movies I make, and I am not responsible for their, you know, for the acceptance of those films or what happens after those films are released. I mean, everybody goes for a home run if they think they've got a shot at it.
Let me get you to react to something that one of your peers said, another director. Steven Spielberg can't be compared with people like Mike Nichols or Barry Levinson. There is a place for mass entertainment, but it shouldn't be confused with art or quality award-winning filmmaking.
Sometimes I think that statements like that are pretentious in themselves, because it sort of says that, you know, art is serious, and art can't move you. Art can't be on a bicycle with E.T. and fly across the moon. That can't be art, you know, that because it takes your heart along with it through the sky, and it makes you feel like a kid again.